nightmares in my head. I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Hey guys, it's ayebeepee and welcome back to my channel. I've got my bachelor's in criminal justice and a minor in psychology, and I'm going to say that for the next 22 videos because I'm just so proud of myself. On top of that, I'm a board member for a nonprofit called Voices for the Silence, and we help people around West Virginia who have missing loved ones and help them get resources and things that they need to aid in their search. So if you have a loved one that is missing, especially around West Virginia, please get a hold of us and we'll do what we can. And we are here with another ghost town in West Virginia. I had actually never heard of this one before, but I thought it was really cool and wanted to talk about it. Ghost towns are fun to cover. You guys seem to like them too, and let's just get right in. Now, the town we're going to talk about today is called Volcano, West Virginia. It's located about 21 to 22 miles south of the US 50 expressway. You would get off the Mountain Park exit and then follow the signs for County Road 5 and go 3 miles down that way and you get to the Volcano plaque. Now, the Stiles Estates trailhead is just a little bit down the road from this. And then to get to what was the ghost town of Volcano, you need to take about a 20-mile hike. And you would hike to the Stiles Estate. And then when you get there, there is ruins of the town Volcano along that road. Volcano was discovered in 1860, and from like 1865 to 1870, drilling was a big deal in this town through the salt sand. In May 1865, they drilled the first well in Wood County in a volcano field. But March 6, 1865, the Volcano oil field had their first strike on Buffalo Run in Ritchie County. But despite this strike, from 1860 to 1890, they produced around 2.5 million barrels of oil just from this town. This was a petroleum town, and it had about 2,300 people living in it at its prime. It had a post office, an opera hall, a bowling alley, hotels, restaurants, and 2 newspapers, the West Virginia Walking Beam and the Volcano Lubricator. Now, this town did help produce heavy lubricants that did help develop the first oil pipeline here. And this pipeline did go from Volcano to Parkersburg in 1879. Now, because of this, it caused a short line railroad to be built going through this town, and it connected to the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. It did help this oil be able to be brought from Parkersburg to different refineries way easier. But by 1879, it was deemed not to be worth keeping up with. Now, in 1874, W.C. Stiles Jr. ran the endless wire method of pumping many wells from the central engine. This is a technique thought that he invented, and he used belts and cables to make this possible. And there could be about 40 wells that was able to be pumped from this. And one of these operations actually went until 1974. Now, this town did use yellow dog lanterns on the pulley system. And there was a yellow amber glow along the hillside that made it look like a volcano had erupted, hence the name of the town. And it was known for a little while to be a thriving town. And it was meant to remind you and give you the feel of towns that were very popular during the California Gold Rush in 1849. And again, 2 newspapers, a bowling alley, saloons, and old mercantile shops. But there was the reputation of Volcano being tough and wild. There was constant fighting, tons of drinking in this town. Other crimes that happened, there was thugs, there was prostitutes. It was, as you could say, a rough town. The population grew so fast last while it was thriving, and it got up to 4,000 by the time the fire took out this town. So there was a lot of crime that moved in with it. And in its history, there are 2 attempts to have burnt this town down. So watchmen were put on duty to make sure no one did this again. Now on April 4th, 1879, around 4 a.m., a fire did break out in one of the buildings. It did spread to oil storage tanks, so you can guess how that went down. The wooden tanks exploded, which caused oil to go everywhere, which clearly is flammable, so it just caught the whole town on fire fairly quickly. The town burnt to the ground. And like I said, it was fairly secluded when you hear the directions at the beginning of this video, right? So it was super hard for help to come save this town at all. It is thought that someone set this fire intentionally, and it was literally right after the watchman I explained earlier retired. So how convenient, right? And by the time of the fire, the oil production in this town had already started to slow down, but this put the immediate brakes on oil production in Volcano. It destroyed so many businesses: the post office, the meat market, Kennedy's restaurant, the Nikolai Hotel, a transportation company, pumping stations, armory, and just other businesses and houses in Volcano. And there was just very little left after this fire. Now, the Pinkerton Detective Agency did try to look into how this happened, how it started. So when they looked into it, they thought that maybe a man named Jim Fry had something to do with it. So they did look into him and try to charge him with arson. But he was acquitted due to lack of evidence. The town was never rebuilt. It is now deemed a ghost town. And since 1893, there is a memorial dinner held in honor of the town at the Volcano Days Antique and Engine Show. There is also a museum and gift shop that is dedicated to this town and its memory. And that is actually all I have for Volcano, West Virginia. Have you ever heard of this town? I swear I had never heard of this town before. The real question is, have you guys ever seen the ruins? I want to go see it so bad. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for me, and hit that notification button. That way you're notified the next time I upload. I still have a GoFundMe going for Crystal Young, and if you have not watched that video yet, you need to, so you know why her mom needs this PI so bad. I also have stickers for sale. They're $2 each, and all proceeds go to the Cold Case Foundation, so it is for a good cause. Thank you guys for letting me get to 1,000 subscribers, by the way. You're the best. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.